You want us to have a baby?
I always hoped we would. I mean, I love being a stepfather to Michael and Morgan. But it would be wonderful to have a baby of our own.
When do you want to start trying?
Well, I guess I'm ready whenever you are.
My decision to have a child has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, I got that the first dozen times you told me. But now your decision involves a long list of potential DNA donors ranging from
Why do you
Leo to
care?
Jax.
You were so relieved to find out that you hadn't gotten pregnant.
Because I wasn't prepared to be a father.
Which I got the first dozen times you told me. And since we're no longer in a relationship, I don't have to take your opinion into consideration.
That's your fail-safe, isn't it? Anytime I call you on something, you remind me that we're over and I don't have a say.
You don't have a say in my life.
Fair enough. But you still haven't answered the question. Why not adopt a child who desperately needs a mother?
Wouldn't be smart to go for your gun, Johnny. What happened to Lulu?
I don't know. I don't know. Why do you insist on lying to me? I'm not lying. Lulu was here when I left.
How long ago was that?
About 20 minutes. Did you pass any cars on your way up here?
Why? What, you think your father's people are after you?
They could have found Lulu.
Anthony Zakara's house, if it was his house, was under some sort of lockdown after his wife's death.
You mean her murder?
There was a question about how she died. I wanted to hear more, but Trevor and the bodyguard moved away, so I went back to the parlor and waited. And when Trevor came back, he seemed even more tense than when we had first arrived. I asked him if he was all right, and he said, "Forget that you were ever in this house." When I went back to New York, I looked at the papers. I looked for something about a murder in Crimson Point, but there never was, and eventually I put it out of my mind.
Do you remember a street name, a landmark?
Sonny, I only told you about this incident to make you think twice about setting up a meeting with this man. If Anthony Zakara killed his wife and covered it up, he wouldn't think twice about murdering you. It is not worth you setting up a meeting and risking your life.
I would love to have a child with you someday.
Someday.
Robin just stood here and asked you to be the sperm donor of a baby she wants to have, and all of a sudden you're ready to have a child with me?
No, this has been on my mind since the day I wanted to marry you.
Well, the timing makes me feel a little uncomfortable.
I know that you don't like Robin, okay?
I loathe Robin. And the fact that she could stand here and ask you to be the father of her child infuriates me, and you know damn well that's why she did it.
But I turned Robin down, okay? She's still my friend. I wish her well.
Yeah, I got that part. Clear.
Look, me wanting to have a baby has nothing to do with Robin, okay? This is about us.
I just don't want to associate Robin with you and I having a beautiful little baby, okay?
Then don't. Just forget about Robin, please.
Okay, but you have to answer me something honestly.
Sure.
If Robin didn't ask you to father her child, would you be sitting here telling me you're ready to have one with me?
I appreciate your input.
No, actually, I don't think you do.
You know what? You're right. I don't. If I want to have a baby, I will.
I just hope that you've at least considered the alternatives.
Of course I have.
Okay, so what about adoption?
If you must know, I want to have the experience of carrying a child. I want to give birth to a little girl or a little boy.
Whose father is a stranger.
Or someone I know.
But you want the father to be a stranger to the baby?
Listen. I want a child. And I love my parents. I mean, I want to be able to pass on those genes. I love the idea of a little girl or a little boy having my father's eyes or my mother's smile.
You considered the risks.
I used to think that me being HIV positive would prevent me from having a child. That's no longer true. The chances of the baby being infected are infinitesimal. Having a child would be such a blessing to me. I don't understand why you're trying to talk me out of it.
The judge has assessed the conflicting requests of both you and Elizabeth, and...
So my petition for emergency custody was denied?
Not only was it denied, but based on your history of substance abuse, your visitation has been suspended.
So what are you saying?
What I'm saying is that you will have no further contact with either Jake or Cameron until custody and visitation can be determined through mediation.
You've given me partial information on Zakara's house. I need the rest.
I was hoping to discourage you, not facilitate a meeting. Anthony Zakara is a notoriously violent man. You're the one who told me that, and I do not want to put you in harm's way.
Zakara's planning on making a move on my territory. Do you understand what that means, Kate?
Yes, Sonny. What if he is the man responsible for Letitia's murder in their living room?
I have dealt with men like Zakara my whole life. I can handle him.
I am sure that you have dealt with formidable adversaries, but you need to stop and think about what's at stake. If he got to your son's nanny, he could get to your son's.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I can't just let it slide. I gotta act now. Listen to me. What do you remember?
You know what I remember, Sonny? I remember Trevor looking back at the house. That man is not afraid of anything or anyone. And I saw a chill go through him.
Okay. I got the name of the town. I can find Zakara's house on my own, but I want to be fully prepared. Do you understand?
You are truly stubborn. You are foolhardy and overconfident.
Where is the house, Kate?
It's on a spit of land in the northeast end of town. It is walled in all the way to the water like a medieval castle. The house is stone, dark, and ominous, just like it is inside.
Then it shouldn't be too hard to get in, right?
Well, I am worried about you finding your way out.
Where would your father's men have taken Lulu?
Depends on how desperate they are.
Okay, you know what? Let's start from the beginning. Why was Lulu even with you in the first place?
I was driving. I saw Lulu walking by the side of the road, so I pulled over. She told me that she had gotten into a fight with her father, then this car passed by, saw me, and started back. I put Lulu in my car and lost her.
Why would you even put Lulu in the car?
They had seen me with her. If I left Lulu there, they'd use her as bait to get me to come back.
And why would they go through all that trouble?
My father wants me home. People make sure he gets what he wants.
Well, you know what? There's no sign of struggle. If Lulu left on her own, where did she go?
I'm a personal friend of Sonny Corinthos and Jason Morgan, and when they find out I've been kidnapped, it's gonna start a whole mob war or something.
Nobody saw us take you.
Well, they'll be looking, and when they do...
They won't find you. No one knows this place is here.
Johnny does.
Yeah. You better hope he gives a damn and decides to come home.